Good evening. It's February 22nd on the Alan Osborne Show. Just an old-fashioned show. I didn't really want to do it tonight, but a lot of people asked me to please say something about the upcoming election. In Defuniak Springs, got a couple announcements to make. I'm going to start doing a national show just as soon as I can get the energy to. It's going to be called The World According to Gump, where I'm going to address the political situation in America and the issues as I see it. Is my opinion as an average old American, that I'm going to look right at the obvious and go, what the hell? And I'm going to talk about it. So hopefully it'll be funny and entertaining. I'm not feeling too laughy tonight. So, but like I said, I want to talk about some serious issues. You know, I get tired of doing this stuff myself. For those of you who don't know me, I served the Department of Defense for about 35 years. Few days, and I've tried to serve the public and telling people the truth about what I see in my local government, national government, and state government, and the problems I see, and having some honesty about it. But today we see the world failing. So, you know, I'm not saying it's a call to arms. I'm not that conspiracy theorist, but what I'm saying is, as a country, we're at the point of a call to action. Because if we don't take some action soon, we ain't going to have no damn country. And when that starts to go, I promise you there's a lot of you out there, and probably myself, going to be picking up some arms before I just give this place up. But there's some shitheads around locally that they don't understand the Constitution because they've never really had to serve it. Never had to go somewhere where it wasn't in their own best interest just to do it. And then lay down in some other country and protect some other people's border like I did most of my life, only to see mine abandoned. And I got a sheriff's department that probably 20-30% of the people he arrests are illegals right here in the country. And I'm telling you, I watched a good briefing, not from our dumbass sheriff that needs to be the hell out of charge, or his crooked cousin, the acting county attorney forever. The Atkinsons need to go, but this sheriff in Ohio said he'd gone to the national conference and he'd heard some things. And this is, you can search this on YouTube, Ohio Sheriff, National Sheriff's Meeting. He said there's more threats from within the country more red flags, quote, going off than there ever was in 9/11. And folks, on 9/11, I took off from the Emerald Coast and flew to D.C. like the rest of my friends in the 20th SOS. 9/11, 9/12, 9/13, 9/14. We were up there in front of the Pentagon and New York City and other places watching what happened. I had a front row seat to history, and I'm afraid I'm going to have a front row seat to the next event. But it's coming to a big town with somebody you know near you. If you didn't know anybody in the Twin Towers, you will know somebody in the next round of attacks. And we can joke about the Mexican border and make Mexican jokes, but it just is a border with a country. It's not a Mexican joke because half the people coming through it ain't from Mexico. More than half, by some statistics. They're coming from China and India and Pakistan and other places in the world where they've collapsed their own countries. They're going to come here and get free money from the Biden administration. But we can't afford to build a border. Folks, charity begins at home, and if we don't start giving to ourselves and protecting our freedoms, we won't have a country. And which will lead us to what's going on in Defuniak on Saturday in just a minute. But I'm serious. Take this action seriously, because we don't let our students be witnesses to history. We don't teach the Holocaust. We don't talk about the mistakes of the Civil War and World War I and World War II and Vietnam and Korea. You know, those events define our great nation. And to not talk about them is to doom, you know, the people that follow us to repeat history. And why would we do that? To appease the vocal minority of the nation, the people that need 5 bathrooms, identify as bullshit and think the whole world's free while they're handing out your money while you're at work and getting relieved student loans. That's a bunch of bullshit. We can't afford that. We got to protect ourselves. And remember, we got an election coming in Defuniak, and And why is that important? Because here's a thing where government's taking action to change the charter to hire a single man. This nation's not about a person. People who join the military don't take allegiance to Joe Biden or Donald Trump for that matter. You have to take an oath to the Constitution, a belief that a concept is bigger than a person. Yet here we are changing our concept of what freedom is in order to try to hire Mike Barker. That's unconstitutional. And we've got a singular man who's by definition unqualified for the job, but so politically necessary to keep the bullshit going like it's a meeting in Blazing Saddles. Folks, this is as backwards as it gets, and it spits on the grave of those who serve the Constitution to even think about changing it for a single man, much less one as miserable as Mike Barker. He quit when he became the county commission because he chased money. What the hell do you think he'll do for you, voters? Vote no for that. I hope you do. I can't, but I support you in doing so. And we all look at you in Walton County, Defuniak. What will you do? Will you stand up for the Constitution? Or will you let it stay as broken as the sewer system that these idiots have got to run for you guys? It's a sad state of affairs. So people in the great city of Defuniak, vote no to change your charter and tell your city council to get their ass back to work and follow the rules and do something for the people and not themselves and not developers. Where is government when you need them? Remember, we left dictatorship, and the Constitution was written to protect us from big government. It says, what does that say? We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, promote the common defense, ensure the general welfare, and protect the liberties of ourselves and our posterity. All that's in the preamble. Go look it up. All those concepts. It doesn't say hand out free money to people who break the law and climb through our borders. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say we need to give away everything just so we can look good. It says we need to take this government and protect us, the people. When my ancestors came here, they were immigrants too. In the late 1700s, there was no welfare. You got off the damn boat and you worked on it. If you were Irish, you might have been spit on. Look, we've made a lot of mistakes in this country, and by no means am I a perfect man. Hell, I make mistakes all the time. I just try to do the right thing. But I don't tell people things to make them happy. So, be a doer of deeds. Do what you think is right. And for God's sakes, get out there and save this country in a call for action before we doom our grandchildren in a call for arms. I don't know about you, but they can pry my gun out of my dead hand. I'm not letting this country turn into something that the rest of the world ran from when they destroyed theirs. All these people that came here with a concept to turn America into the mess that they left, y'all can get the hell out. America doesn't need this. It's the people who do legally immigrate to America. Immigrate here to speak English and be an American, not to change it into what you want. Accept it for what it is. The land of the free and the home of the brave, and we need a damn border to do it, and we don't need to change a charter in Defuniak Springs for a worthless individual. Get out there and do the best you can. Love people the best you can. And take action the best you can. With the tools that God gave you, do something. Don't sit on a sea of apathy until you find yourself in a hurricane in a rowboat with a BB gun. Stand up for America. Stand up for the people you love. And do the right thing and demand that the government serve the people. Remember, the Constitution is a concept, not an allegiance to Biden, Trump, Kamala Harris, or any person for that matter. It's an allegiance to us to keep this country free and to be smart and stop giving our damn money away. That's how it was on 22nd February 2024. rough day, but we got to stand up anyway. Sometimes when you're kicked down too hard, the best thing you can do is stand up. See, y'all keep them straight out there. They can't keep themselves straight. And that's the way it was on the Alan Osborne Show, February 2024. Y'all get out there on Defuniak and make us proud and vote no on Monday. I'll see you next time.